everybody. Welcome to week 5 of Youth Group Live. Whether you are dialing in on Facebook tonight or YouTube, I was going to give a third option, but those are only 2 options. So we're glad you are here and with us here tonight. My name's Jack Janagian, and I am the pastor of student ministries here at Solid Rock Bible Church. This guy over here,
Scott Henderson, one of the leaders for Ignite Middle School here at Solid Rock.
There it is. Scott, how you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. I need, before we get going, I need to do a disclaimer. So last week I took a lot of ribbing for us being twins, basically. Yep. That wasn't by design, and it should have happened. So I called Jack earlier, I said, what are you wearing? He said, T-shirt and shorts. I said, okay, it's pretty much winter, so I went with pants and a hoodie.
All right, you know what? The calendar says April, and the jeans are away for the year. I mean, they'll be around on Sundays, Sunday mornings, because Aaron makes me wear pants at church on Sundays. But other than that, the pants are away. This is short season. This is baseball season. This is getting ready for summer season, getting ready to be outside with friends, hopefully very soon season. But
very soon. I agree with all that. It's just it was too cold for shorts.
I get it. Well, we got a fun night planned for Youth Group Live tonight. And I want to tell you a couple things right out of the gates, okay? First thing is last week we initiated a contest, a little bit of a photo contest. And so here's what's happened. We sent the photos out to your parents. In fact, I got a copy of the photos that I'll show you in a sec. But they're there, in fact, behind me. But some of the students are complaining that their parents didn't give them the photos in time to do what they wanted to do. So we're going to extend this by week. And in fact, I was getting a lot of texts today of the pictures. Here's the goal. The goal is to take any of these. You can do as many as you want. You can do, all 9 of these if you want. You could do just one of them. But we're going to do some prizes next week for the best recreation of these paintings, okay? So however you want to do it, if you want to do it, like try to get as exact as possible, or you just want to do something that's ridiculous, but I can tell which photo it's supposed to be with. We're gonna have 9 different prizes. So I can tell you I already got some great ones in. Middle schoolers came through strong. I got some good high school ones in just in the last 24 hours. So here's your chance. 9 pictures. Recreate them however you want, these famous paintings. And next week, we're going to have winners for these. And we're going to show all the paintings. We're going to have some fun with it, okay? But contest number 2 is going to happen tonight during the course of this live feed, okay? So if you are watching right now live on Facebook or YouTube, all you need to do is in the comments, you just type the word winner and then your name if you're watching. So if I was watching on Facebook, I'd be winner Jack. And anybody who does that is going to be entered into a drawing that we're going to do live at the end of the night. So if you're watching live, go ahead, type winner and your name. That lets us know that you care about winning this prize. And it's a pretty cool prize. I'm pretty excited about tonight's prize. So we'll see how that goes. So,
do you ever have bad prizes, Jack?
Yeah, sometimes okay. In high school we play. Jack cleaned his office, and so here's the stuff he's getting rid of.
Okay. But that's not tonight.
That's not tonight.
Okay.
That's not tonight.
Good.
So, Scott, what do we have going on tonight?
Okay, we have one of our favorites, Wheel of Unfortunate, and this is the 5th week. I think this has potential to be the most enjoyable.
I'm very much looking forward to because tonight's is happening live too. Yes. It's not a previous recording. We have the person coming in who lost, so to do this live. So we'll see how it goes.
And we know what the punishment's going to be.
We already know what the punishment is. That drawing's already been done.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
I'm looking forward to it. So we have that. We have Isaiah made it, and no one's seen it. Jack definitely hasn't seen it.
I have not seen it.
I think we have a little surprise middle school video thing.
We got a ridiculous game we're playing tonight.
Very ridiculous.
Very ridiculous game that there's going to be more prizes for that. All the prizes are the same tonight, and I'm going to tell what the prize is later because it's kind of awesome. So, but there's going to be lots of chances to win stuff tonight. We're glad you dialed in. We got some special guests tonight that I'm really excited about. Todd Smith from the band Sela is going to be joining us. Kirk Cousins, quarterback from the Minnesota Vikings, who we cheer for 14 games a year. Every time that he doesn't play the Lions, he's going to be joining us with a special message. So lots of stuff going on. We had some other videos that were supposed to come in that we just don't even have time for everything tonight. So we're going to get in everything that we can in the time we have. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's find out who's going to be our contestant later tonight on Wheel of Unfortunate. Here we go.
If I look like that, does it look like I'm looking at you, Keegan?
We are here on week 5 of Wheel Unfortunate. And we have the same group of 7 back once again. From our middle school leadership team, we got Joshua Cupp, Keegan Weaver with his dog in the background, and Kevin Nimmo. From our high school leadership team, we got Chris Cavalage with his Joy hitting him with the train behind him there. We got Jaden Scudder, we got Ross Vogt, and we got Bob Taylor. So thus far, scoreboard is Keegan has 2 losses, Jaden has 1, Chris has probably the worst loss, and the other guys have been safe thus far. So Courtney has just labeled the envelopes 1 through 7. I'm not going to fan them out too much because there's a little bit of bleed through, even though I don't know who's on what. She just literally handed them to me in front of the guys here. So we're going to just go ahead and get started. We are pulling safe names. How's everybody feeling about this tonight? Everybody feeling okay?
I'm feeling
My
good,
stomach
but
still
I'm
hurts.
scared that I feel good. Like,
I'm gonna
because
be honest. My
get
statement that Ross was gonna be it earlier, I'm not feeling it. I kind of feel like it's gonna be me.
My little sister told me I'm definitely going to get it this week, so I'm a little
There's
bit
no
extra
doubt that
nervous.
Kevin is getting it. There's no doubt in my mind. Kevin
Kevin's
is
gonna
already
get pulled
lost.
first.
Stop the
I'm calling
recording.
it.
We're done. We're done. It's over. Just go,
Well,
Kevin.
Kev,
Go. Get your
with
car
that being
and
the
go.
case, I'm going to let you pick the first envelope.
Ooh, how many are there?
7.
I'll go 7.
Number
It
7.
wasn't lucky last time. There's no way 7's not lucky 2 weeks in a
Kevin,
row.
you're definitely on number 4.
It's me.
Oh, that's not
Are
me.
you kidding me?
Wow.
2 weeks in a row,
Get outta
Josh
here.
gets picked first.
What can
Trash.
I say? You just have to not care. This is what happens.
Trash.
You've already been.
Trash.
Josh has faced no pressure whatsoever yet. He's not
No.
even.
Never
He's not
picking
even seeing a
7.
Not
single
even.
envelope not open.
I'm playing Catan as we do this right now. This is how little I care.
You got to get the
Okay.
dev cards.
Ross, why don't you pick an envelope here for us, Ross?
4.
Ross, if you pick me again, I will love you forever.
I can tell number 4 is Kevin.
I'm trying to pick myself.
Oh, where-
No,
Hey!
so lucky. Gosh.
Yes.
You're welcome, Bob.
Bob's another one that hasn't faced really any pressure. Bob has not even
Oh.
made it to the final 3 yet.
He doesn't even know what it feels like.
The first 3 multiple times.
Oh.
Bob, what's our next number?
I'm going to have to go with 3. Pick number 3, my lord. Number 3.
You just held up 2, though.
Yeah, as he puts up.
He's trying to, be confusing.
Please, please, please.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go,
the
boy.
early exit for Keegan.
Here you go, boy.
Oh, no.
Keegan, you're getting better at this. Is that possible?
Improvement. Right?
Kevin, you're done. Kevin,
I know
you
I
need to
am.
understand. You're
I am
done.
petrified.
You're toast. This game was over before it started.
I know. That's.
But
the
I'm
problem.
gonna see it to the end. I can't wait.
All right, we have
appreciate
5,
that.
6,
kind of you.
1, and 2 left. 5. Who wants to pick? 5, 6, 1, and 2.
Let's go 1.
1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was 1 in one of the weeks.
That's
So hopefully
Jaden.
I'm calling
one
my
again.
shot. It's Jaden. I'm calling my shot. It's Jaden.
Wow.
Oh!
Okay,
I said it
Bob,
too.
you better call
I
me
said
next,
it
man.
too.
Let's let.
All
Thanks,
right.
Bob. I
Bob,
appreciate
don't do me
not
like that.
picking
Call me
anymore.
next.
Am I in the top 3 or bottom 3?
What do we
again?
got?
Every week,
Yeah.
Kev, you're in the bottom 3, but you've never been picked. Who's left? We got Ross,
Time.
Ross is quiet, but he's sweating.
Kevin.
Screen.
and Chris. Ross, Kevin, and Chris. What's it going to be? We have numbers 2, 5, and 6 left.
I say 5.
5 it is.
Do it.
This game
Calling
is-
my shot. It's Ross.
Please, please.
Ross
please,
is safe.
Please. No!
Come on!
Oh, Bob.
Kevin!
Chris,
Kevin, what is this? This is
Chris,
two-
it doesn't
2
matter.
weeks in a
Kevin's
row.
gonna get picked anyway. Kevin's already lost. You're done.
Is
No.
this about to pull a Keegan?
Oh, no. Chris, please.
What numbers
Please,
do
I
we
know,
have
I
left?
know you're
We
still
have
recovering.
numbers 2 and 6. 2 and 6
Oh.
left.
2.
2.
Number 2.
I love this game.
No.
Chris.
Oh, yes, thank you!
I told you, Kevin.
Hooray!
I told
Sorry,
you.
Kevin! No, I'm not.
I
It's about
told you.
time. Oh.
Yeah, Kevin.
Bye-bye,
Kevin, you gotta call your sister, dude.
No! I blame my sister Carly.
100%.
I think Kevin's punishment should
Blaming Carly as Jaden's sitting on the fictional set of iCarly, so maybe that's why.
Yep,
So,
that's got to be it. That's tough. That's tough.
okay. How you feeling about this, Kev?
Not good. If I could be totally honest with you, I'm even more nervous than I was when the names were being drawn. So we'll see what happens.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, you should
Can't be as
nervous.
bad as it was for me last week.
Can't be as bad as Chris's. So I
Yeah,
have to look forward to
it seriously can't be that bad.
it. Ooh.
Hey, thanks everybody for
you think,
playing
Keegan?
Wheel. Unfortunate. Bye. Well, I just got to tell you, as we are here live right now, I told you a little bit later, Kevin is actually going to do his punishment here tonight. So he's here with us right now. He's here in the building. And he said as the video started to play, he goes, I'm still hoping as I watch this video that somehow it changes. so that did not happen. I can tell you, he is so nervous right now. It's great.
Bob is really starting to creep me out here. Bob, you're way too good at guessing and calling your shot.
He is. Well, each week we have a segment in our night called Isaiah Made It and Jack Hasn't Seen It. It's one of everybody's highlights is when Isaiah shows a video, and we're going to have one again later tonight. That's going to happen. Isaiah's made us a video. It didn't actually get delivered to Pastor Aaron until 6:30 tonight. And so tonight's video is called Isaiah Made It and Nobody's Seen It Yet. But that being said, we have a new segment tonight, a new segment in our weekly youth group live. I don't know if we're going to do this again, but this is a middle school one, Scott.
I like middle school.
And Scott likes middle school. So this is called A Middle School Student Made It and Jack Found It. Okay, now I have two videos here tonight that we're going to show, and they were made by some of our middle school students, and they don't know they're about to be on screen.
This is fun.
So they've posted videos out there for the world to see, maybe on YouTube, maybe other places, and maybe their parents sent them to me. I don't know. But I got these videos that our middle school students made. And if you're going to make a video, there's always a chance that I might find it. Okay, so our first video happened from one of our students, one of our 7th grade students, Molly Welch. Molly Welch in the group chat told everybody to go ahead and type something in about iguanas and did a predictive text and said, go ahead and predictive text whatever comes up and I'll write a song about that. And then so she wrote the song and she posted it in their group chat. And but
I'm so jealous because that's a talent that I don't have.
it is. And so she wrote a song using whatever words they gave her, and then but her dad sent it to me. So
Nice.
here it is. Molly made it. I found it.
When you don't know what to do in isolation, you write a song, but not just any song. You write a song from group chats. Yes. So the lyrics of this song is from the Ignite group chat. The music is by me, and Luke picked the key. So without further ado, the iguana song. Iguanas were the nighttime. I got home from work today. Iguanas were the time of my life to go by. Iguanas, were you going back home today to get my car? Iguana, iguana, iguana song. Iguana, iguana, iguana song. Iguanas were the time of my life to be done with this game. Iguanas were a really nice day for me. Iguanas were the day that we had dinner at the church and I got to go home. Iguana, iguana, iguana song. Iguana, iguana, iguana song. Iguanas were a bit too much to play with, and I got it is a fun night for me. Iguanas were the day I got it. I like that you don't have any friends, don't have any friends, you know. Iguanas were the highlight of my day.
gotta tell you, Scott was dying the whole time here. So
That was awesome. Right there. That's why middle school ministry is awesome right there. That was
there's
Molly,
many reasons,
awesome.
but Molly, well done. I have no words. It was fabulous.
It was.
There's people already commenting on Facebook that Cameron Wernette said, I love this song. So he may want his own recorded copy. So whatever it may be. But I got another one. This next one's a little bit shorter. This is from our friend Dan, Daniel in the middle school group, Dan Anajuk. So
Dan-O,
this is what we got. That's it. Savage.
Am I missing the meaning there?
No, it was fabulous. So what a dangerous thing to do, pouring Pepsi into a Coca-Cola glass. So
you shouldn't do that.
those were fabulous videos. Middle schoolers, keep up the great work. You never know what I might find. Hang on. We have a bonus video. We had planned on doing this. I had these two videos that I had planned on doing today, but then there was another video that just got posted today. And again, sorry, Molly, got permission from your dad because as she looked out the window today, she saw the snow here in Michigan in April, and it just inspired her. And let's look at Molly's inspiration here.
Yep, it's that time of year again. April in Michigan. So let's sing some Christmas songs to get us in the holiday April season. Weather outside is frightful, and we have no fire because it's April. And since we aren't allowed to go, please stop the snow. Frosty the snowman could very well be built today, but since it's April, I hope he would melt away. I'm dreaming of a green summer, but at this rate, I don't think so. Thanks, Mia. Oh, holy day, the snow is heavily falling, and your son came like 5 months ago. Mary, did you know that Michigan weather is weird? Mary, did you know that in April the snow is still falling? Did you know your son's birthday, even though it was 5 months ago, it's still that weather, it's still like snow? Rocking around the quarantine, having a party with a family for 5 weeks. Rocking around, still staying inside, and now the weather's going crazy.
Scott, thoughts?
Yes. It's funny. I walked out to the living room today and opened the curtain, and I started singing. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, but I obviously was not that good. That again. I wish I had talent to do that stuff. That was awesome.
Oh, Molly, I approve of every one of those songs. Those were incredible. So thank you, middle schoolers. I thank you, even though you didn't give me permission. But
thank
it is
you
what
to
it
find
is.
you, Jack, for finding these.
Yeah,
good finds.
We'll see what I find for next week. So, hey, we're going to transition. We got a lot back and forth here tonight. Different things that we're doing, and part of that is we got a couple guest speakers. And so our first speaker tonight, we're going to actually see him twice tonight, 2 different parts of our night. A guy named Todd Smith. Todd Smith was a guy that grew up here in the Detroit area, and then God moved him all over. Moved him to Africa, moved him back to Detroit, moved him down to Nashville, and then he started a band called Selah, who for the last 20 years has been putting out incredible music. They've won multiple awards in different areas for their inspirational music that they've done, they've written, they've performed, literally all over the world. And we're so thankful for Todd and his ministry. And a week ago, he posted a video on Facebook that gained a lot of traction, just kept getting shared and shared and shared. And so I just reached out to him. I said, hey, Todd, would you be willing to speak into the lives of our students and talk to them a little bit about this journey that you've been on musically, how it's gotten to you where you're at now, but then more specifically about the song that he shared. And so we're going to finish our night tonight by him sharing that song with us. And we're going to get to partake in that song. It's one of my favorite songs to sing and worship with our students. So I'm looking forward to that. So, but let's first get to know him a little bit and hear his heart for Jesus, hear his heart for worship, and hear his heart even for you guys, students that he's never met before. Watch this.
Okay, Solid Rock students, I am here with Todd Smith. I talked a little bit about him as I introed him, but Todd has been singing the band Selah for quite a while now, as well as doing his own stuff. How long has the band been together, Todd?
Well, hey, everybody. How you doing? Jack, it's great to be with you. And, yeah, we've been around for 23 years now.
Wow. And now, like, if you go on your Wikipedia page, it says you're from Detroit. So that's
I am.
So everybody says Detroit. So what does that mean for you? Where were you from originally? How did that all work out?
Yeah, so kind of all over the place. I was born in Pontiac. My mom's from there, and so Pontiac General. Then I grew up in Detroit, and then we moved to the west side of Michigan near Grand Rapids. And then it's a long story, but our house burned down, and my dad had grown up in Africa. And after our house burned down, I was about 5 years old. Dad felt called to go back to Congo to start a Bible college, something his parents had been missionaries there and never got to start a school. So he and my mom went, and just as we're talking about ministry and being called into ministry, it's something Dad felt really strong about. Mom had prayed specifically when she met him, knowing he was from Africa, that God would never send her there. So, but she went trusting my dad and knowing that he was called to it. But it's something she didn't want to do. And for the first 3.5 years we lived out there, she cried. She hated it. She would mark off on the calendar one more day, 999 days till we get back to the United States. And eventually, that was over 40 years ago. God just really worked on her. And if you go back into my Instagram or my Facebook page, you'll see a testimony of her sharing her story. But here was someone who felt completely didn't want to do it, felt completely unequipped, had 3 kids, was pregnant with a 4th. And all of a sudden here she is going to Africa in the middle of nowhere where we had no electricity, we had no airstrip, we had no hospital, much more intense of a feeling as far what we're all experiencing now, times 1,000. But all that to say, we lived out there for 8 years. Mom's been a missionary there for 40. She loves it now. She loves those people. We moved back to Hazel Park, which isn't too far outside of Southfield area. And then I went to Southfield Christian, graduated high school. Go Eagles. And actually, I went to Northridge Church for many years. When I went back to a Bible college at William Tyndale. I think they're closed now.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, and before that, I'd moved to Nashville and went to Belmont University, which is where I graduated with a music business degree. And that's where I met Alan, who's in my group, and my sister Nicole had moved down, and we started our group around that time.
Wow, that's incredible. And you graduated with one of our three of our students, Jacob, Joey, and Ellie's dad, Chris. So Chris Wirtz and you grew up together.
I know Chris very well. We went to church together. It was Calvary Baptist of Hazel Park when I was in 4th grade. And then I would stay.
That's where my wife grew up going to church as well.
Yeah.
Calvary of Hazel Park. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we played soccer together. Graduated high school same year. And yeah, he's a good guy.
I saw one of the things you've been at Carnegie Hall, so that's pretty cool. A few of our students were actually supposed to be there this next week, and their show got canceled, so they're bummed. But
I'm sorry, guys. We actually went through the same thing. We were going to do our very first full concert there in July this year, and it got canceled because of everything. I feel for you guys because it's such a beautiful place. It's historic, and we were there actually right after 9/11. There was a memorial, and so a bunch of Christian artists were to come and sing, and it was really it was just a benefit for firefighters and first responders, just to really bless and encourage them. And so we all went and we sang a couple songs, and then multiple artists sang other songs. But yeah, it was quite an experience.
So I have students that are, I have many students, and some in college now, and some who are still in high school. Who, man, they would love to do what you're doing. What's that journey been like to do this as a career, to be able to do music? How did that start for you?
Yeah, well, for me, I remember I thought I was going to be a missionary because my dad was a missionary, my grandpa was a missionary, and at first I wanted it to be, and then it got to the point where I thought I had to do that because that's what my dad did. And I really felt like God would be disappointed with me if I didn't do anything else. And around my junior year of high school, I just had this overwhelming burden to do music. And I'm not going to say it was for all the spiritual reasons. It was a passion for me. It made me come alive, but I didn't feel like I was going to be allowed to do it. And finally, I asked my parents, I'm like, hey, do you expect me to go to Africa? Do you expect me to be a missionary? Is that what I'm supposed to do? And especially when you're in your junior and senior year, you're trying to figure out, boy, what if I don't pick the right college? What if I don't pick the right major? What if I'm going to go to career day and they're going to tell me everything they know. And then someone who's a business manager of this business company was a marine biologist in college, and it made no sense, But I remember talking to my parents and saying, what, do I have to go to Africa? And they said, no. And they're like, if you feel called to do that, then do that. But if you don't, then go into something else. And in my head, I was like, well, good, I'm going to go do music. I don't know if that's what God's telling me to do, but that's what I want to do. And I think that's a great place to start as you juniors and seniors are looking and you're trying to make the right decision. You're trying to do the right thing. And obviously you're also listening to what, your parents' desires are, and if they're paying for school, that's a very big thing. But I think a great place to start is to ask yourself two questions. And these are questions to be very honest about. It's not a false humility, or you're not being arrogant by asking this. But one, what are you good at? What are you really talented at? What skills has God given you? And look at that. And then what do you enjoy doing? What makes you come alive? What makes you passionate? And I think if you can bridge those two things, of being passionate and being good at something, or knowing, you know what, I'm not great at this right now, but if I work at this and I have the attitude of self-discipline and I'm going to work hard at it so that I will get great at that, I think that's a great place to start. And it may be, marine biology, it may be plumbing, it may be being a civil engineer. For me, it was music. It was something that I was always natural at. I was always good at. My whole family sang. We would go and sing at every church that supported us. And as a family, we sang all the time. Like I thought it was natural and normal to be in a car for 13 hours and just sing nonstop. But we would, and we all harmonized. And so that came very easy. And then, knowing I was passionate about it. And the reason I think you need both those things. One, I think that's what the church is called to. When you follow what you're gifted at and what you're good at, and what you're passionate about, I think you'll be better at it. And I think that's such a witness to the world when we have people who are excellent, if they're nurses and they're passionate about being in the emergency room and going on helicopters to go to, I have a friend who she specifically is studying right now so that she can be on the helicopter to go and deal with the most dangerous cases, where people are in accidents. And she wants to do that. Find those things that you're good at and that you're passionate about and pursue that. And there's always the possibility that the door will get shut. And so you move to something else, and that will come about as you go. But as you're looking at, man, what do I do? How do I pick the right school? Well, it may be a financial decision. You may have to look at what options do I have based on the finances. But when you're looking at what you're going to study, start thinking about the things that make you come alive and the things that make you passionate. So for me, it was music. I didn't know anything about, I knew Christian music was in Nashville, but I didn't know anything about Nashville. And I didn't even know there were any schools that geared towards music business. So I was going to go to Grace College in Winona Lake, Indiana. And
all my sisters went to Grace, yeah.
What's that?
All three of my sisters went there.
Oh, get out of here.
Winona Lake, yeah.
Get out of here. So I went, but right before I went there, I went back to Africa and ended up getting malaria that summer. It was the summer after my senior year.
Oh, wow.
Got super sick, came back, the medicine that they're talking about, the chloroquine, that is helping people with COVID. I used to take that all the time. And what happened was we came back from the States, and normally you take the medicine you're given for about 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
And I stopped taking it. So the malaria came back. I started soccer camp at college, got super sick and almost died. My sister and mom brought me back to Michigan, and I was at William Beaumont Hospital for, a week or two. And they were, humanly speaking, saved my life. And so I went through a year where, I just finished my senior year. I was homecoming king. I was first team All-State in soccer. I was the chaplain in my school. I knew what I wanted to do, and then suddenly everything was ripped out from underneath me. And all I'm doing is I can barely walk, sitting in my room, feeling like a complete loser while all my friends have gone on to college, and I can barely stand up because I'm so weak. And I remember it was up to that point the most depressing year I'd ever experienced. And when I was looking ahead going, man, where's the light? Where's the light at the end of the tunnel? Where's this gonna go? Just feeling like life was kind of over. And my sister, who was at Wheaton College, had a friend who had just done a semester at Belmont University, which is in Nashville, and they have an incredible music business program. And so she called me and she said, hey, I'm graduating from Wheaton. I'm going to be moving down to Nashville, and there's this school where they study music business. And it was like new life, came to me. And so I tell you guys that just to say there are going to be times where you feel like you're at the end of your rope, just kind of going, God, where are you? Where are you? And what you don't know is he sees everything. He sees where everything is. So continue to be obedient, continue to take the next step, to do the next thing, no matter what that is, and do it well, because he sees what's going on. And here he knew all along about Belmont. He knew that that's where I needed to go, and moved down there. And that's where I met Alan. And suddenly I was with my people. The talent there. When I was at Southfield Christian, there was like 1 or 2 bands. At Belmont, there were like 5 bands on every dorm. So that's kind of the journey as to how I got into music, was moving there.
Well, we're going to be hearing a little bit more from Todd when we close our night tonight. But I want to tell you this as well. Later this evening on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, I'm going to release a couple videos that we continue to talk. We dove into some topics of worship. What does worship mean during this time of Corona? He also talked a little bit. I'm going to have a video I'm going to release about songwriting. And he gave a specific challenge that if any of you are into music, that you like writing music on guitar, piano, whatever it may be, or just vocally, for you to really dig in during this time. He said if you're someone that's passionate about music, then this should be a time that God brings up in you a song that maybe the world needs to hear. So I'm going to release that video later tonight about songwriting. If you are a part of our worship team, you need to be watching that. you need to dive into it and hear that message. But like I said, we'll hear a little bit more from Todd as we close our night. But we're going to continue on. I'm going to welcome to the stage Kevin's joining us here. Kevin is really excited to be here tonight. He's here because in a little bit he's going to have a punishment. So as long as he was here, we're going to let him play our next game with us. How you feeling tonight, Kev?
Not great. Not great.
Okay. Well, we have a game. If you need a pen and you need paper. Okay, so again, I'm going to do the same challenge as last week for you to play this game as a family. Your whole family can win a prize tonight, or it could just be you. So I would choose to play as a family. So it's going to require a little bit of honesty. So as you're together, gather together, get a paper, get a pen. Our game tonight is called, and this is a game you've probably played in your house before. Would you guess that's
we at the Hendersons, we play it all the time.
We played it last night.
Yeah, okay, there it is. Okay, this game, we can put the title up, is called Peter, Peta, Peta, or Peta. Okay, so what this means is that every answer is going to be either Peter, the Apostle Peter, Peta from the movie The Hunger Games, or the books The Hunger Games, if you read the books. They're not as good as the movie. Peta, the bread, or PETA, people for the ethical treatment of animals. And so you need to spell it correctly on your sheet, okay? You can't say, I put PETA. Yeah, PETA is going to be the answer to most of these, okay? So it's either P-E-T-E-R, P-E-E-T-A, P-I-T-A, or P-E-T-A. Peter, PETA, PETA, or PETA, okay? You guys understand how this game's played?
So spelling counts.
Spelling counts. But the answers are going to be up there for the majority of the time. Not on the first question. We're going to give a practice question so you can see what we're doing here, okay? So let's go ahead and put the first question up. Who gave this quote? Don't die for me. You won't be doing me any favors. Does that go with Peter, PETA, PETA, or PETA? Kev, you got any thoughts there?
I think it's Peter.
Peter, okay, that would make sense, but it would be very, very wrong, okay? So that was actually PETA from the Hunger Games, okay, when he was talking to Katniss.
Never been good at this game.
Okay, so we're not going to give the answers as we go. We're going to have just 11 straight questions now, okay? So I'm gonna sit here, I'm going to play along, even though I know the answers. Okay, let's go ahead and put the first one up back there. Welcome to the cruelest show on earth. Does that go with Peter, PETA, PETA, or PETA? Okay, number 2. I'm ready for anything with you. I'd die for you. Number 3. It takes 10 times as long to put yourself back together as it does to fall apart.
What?
I have no idea. Number 4. Who has the most Twitter followers? Ooh. Okay. No looking this up. No cheating. Okay. Cheating is sin. The wages of sin is death.
I'm just going a straight ticket. I'm just going to go one answer.
Number, you were not going to win. Number 5. Who has the least Twitter followers? So now it's down to 1 and 3. Although you don't know what the other one was.
Ooh.
Now, I know Peter's not currently alive, but it could be somebody who has an account that says they're Peter.
Like, I know the Detroit Tiger Rally Duck had an account a couple years ago.
That was the Rally Goose.
Oh, Goose. That's what it was.
Number 6. PETA has the most posts on Instagram. What is second? Peter, PETA, or PETA?
Oh.
Hashtag PETA, I'm sorry, is the most posts on Instagram. So, do you know how the hashtag works, Scott? I know it's social media.
You mean the pound sign?
Pound sign PETA has the most posts on Instagram. What is the second? Hashtag Peter, hashtag PETA, hashtag PETA. Okay, number 7. Blank Wilson starred in movies like Superman Returns and Leave Extraordinary Gentlemen. Is it Peter, PETA, PETA, or PETA?
There's no way somebody has named anything other than Peter up here, so.
You just got it wrong.
If I'm wrong, whoever named their kid that deserves some sort of punishment.
Okay, well, let's go to number 8.
They need to go on the wheel.
Blank is of Syrian descent. That question is just for you, Joy. Joy claims she's from Syria. Yeah. Number 9. Peter literally means what? Number 10. Peta literally means what? We're looking for the Greek.
Uh-oh.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yep. And finally, number 11. Blank is named after blank. So this is a 2-part question.
Just like your movies last week, this is really 12 answers, not 11.
Well, but 11 is too. You need both to get it right. You have to get both of these in order for number 11 to be correct. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's see. What did you guys have for? We're checking our answers now. Honesty here, because you're going to have to report your answers. What you got. So your best possible score is 11 out of 11. If you got 11 out of 11, you probably cheated. Here we go. Welcome to the cruelest show on earth. What did you guys put for this?
I put PETA.
Okay, what does that mean, though?
Like PETA from the Hunger Games.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
That's what I put also.
Okay. The answer is... Ooh, this was sent out from the people from the Ethical Treatment of Animals when live tweeting from a circus. So
I don't think they saw the Hunger Games.
PETA. So there it is. So number 2. I'm ready for anything with you. I'd die for you. What do you guys put?
Also Hunger Games PETA.
Okay.
I put Peter, the Bible, Peter.
Okay. Let's see what it is. Oh, Luke 22:33. Kevin is 0 for 2 here. Here we go, number 3. It takes 10 times as long to put yourself back together as it does to fall apart. I put these in, and I can't even remember this one.
Bread.
I went with PETA for the animals.
Okay, let's see. The answer is PETA.
Yikes.
Yeah, Kevin. Kevin 0 for 3 here.
Rough night.
Okay.
We haven't got to the big loser.
Yeah, number 4. Who has the most Twitter followers?
Oh, that's 4? Are you sure it's not 5?
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, we're on 4.
Number 4.
I went with PETA as in the bread.
Okay.
I went Hunger Games, PETA.
Okay, let's see. Kevin's 0 for 4. It's like you're trying to get these wrong. Why would PETA bread
I
have
thought
the
there'd be
most?
like a funny account that was like, I don't know. Bad
PETA is
bad
a real
judgment.
organization,
yeah, bad
though.
call.
Okay,
Yeah,
who has
true.
the least Twitter followers?
I actually almost put PETA as in the
Yeah.
animal.
What did you go with?
I went with Peter.
Peter?
With an R.
I went with PETA from Hunger Games.
Okay, let's see what it is. Yes, Kevin.
Yes!
He's on the board. Number 6. Which hashtag is second between Peter, PETA, or PETA?
I went # animals.
Okay.
I went # bread.
Okay, let's see what it is. You guys are both wrong.
But how do you know if that's talking about somebody else named Peter? Like, is that, you know what I mean?
We don't know. We don't know, but maybe you should have accounted for that when you
Yeah.
thought through your answer.
People eat a lot of bread, though.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. Blank Wilson starred in movies like Superman Returns and League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Kevin, you already said you went with Peter.
Peter.
If this is anything other than Peter, traditional Peter, it's ridiculous.
Okay,
Thank
let's
you.
see.
Thank you.
It is PETA.
Word.
PETA Wilson. How you feeling about that, Kev?
I've got one right out of most.
Okay.
I already have one also.
Blank is
All
of
right.
Syrian descent. Kev?
I don't want to tell you what my answer is because I've been wrong so much.
Okay, what did you go with?
I went with Peter.
Okay.
I also went with Peter.
Oh,
and I don't
good.
feel
Okay, I don't feel
about
bad
it now.
anymore.
Good question. The answer is
No,
bread.
I was gonna do that. You said Greek.
And next,
can't
this
go
is
to
the
the pony
Greek.
without getting
Peter literally means you should get this one. There should be no issue here. What do you got?
One with rock.
Rock.
Yes, rock.
Rock. Yes, it literally means rock. Okay, number 10. Pita literally means, in the Greek, what'd you go with?
Let's get this bread.
Bread. And what'd you put?
No, the answer is going to be D, solid.
Solid. It's solid. And 11. Blank is named after blank. What'd you go with, Kev?
I went with Hunger Games pita after bread pita.
What'd you do, Scott?
Same thing.
Same thing? Nice. There it is. Son of a bread maker. So what did you get there, Scott?
4.
4.
Wow.
Kev?
2.
2. Well, good thing this wasn't a Beat the Pro contest because I would be poor.
Probably beat the pros.
What you need to do is report your score in. So you're going to comment either on YouTube or on Facebook, or you can text me your team's final score at 248-724-6883 if you don't have my number, and let us know how you did, and we will tell you what. I'm going to tell them now what they're going to win. If you guys missed that, in the Greek, pita means solid. Peter means rock. So Emily Welch, our resident student ministries graphic designer, whenever I need something, is designing me a T-shirt that says, "Welcome to Pita Peter." So you can have your own Welcome to Pita Peter shirt, and it's going to have hashtag coronavirus 2020 on it as well. So, nice. And then you can have your own shirt to remember this moment. So we're going to have them for sale as well, but Tonight, if you just won that game, you're getting the shirts, as well as we're giving some away later tonight. I talked about that later. So welcome to Pita Peter. We are going to move on with the night part of the night that I know we're all ready for, and it's time for Wheel.
We do another round of Pita Peter.
We're not going to play another round of Peter. Kev, why don't you go get yourself ready? Well, what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, as Kevin begins to get himself ready here, we have, and we can turn those lights on. That's fine. We're coming down here to our Wheel Unfortunate part of the night. We have here the Lego Walk of Death. Now, the Lego Walk of Death here, if you're a parent, you understand what's about to happen. But Kevin is going to get blindfolded here. Kevin, we're going to use some duct tape so you can get those patches, Kevin, to get the duct tape over your eyes, and then we're going to throw a bandana over his head. What's that?
So you can't see me cry.
Yeah.
This is going to hurt.
So, Scott, why don't you help him out? Make sure we get the
Jack,
blindfold on.
What do you say, a couple thousand pieces of Lego there?
There are a couple. So he's barefoot, and he is going to walk blindfolded over these Legos. And at the end here, we're going to put 10 cans of pop.
Oh.
Now, what you need to know about these cans of pop is that 3 of them are Coca-Cola Classic. And 7 of them are not. Kevin needs to come down here, grab one of these cans, and then bring it back. When he brings it back, we're going to let him know if he got one of the Coke cans or not. And as soon as he gets 3 Coke cans back, he is done. So it could just be 3 trips back and forth down this path of Legos barefoot. Again, it's brutal. I tried this out earlier, and I'm glad that I'm not the one doing it.
Jack, did you talk about the bonus material?
Well, all we told Kevin when he came in tonight was this Lego walk. When he got here, he started to look, and he saw that we've also added some of our mouse traps from a couple weeks ago. We still had them, and we want to be good stewards of that which we've been given. So we wanted to make sure we put these to extra use. So there's also mouse traps in here. So
Kevin is freaking out about mouse traps.
Kevin is freaking out about mouse traps.
I don't like mouse traps.
Okay. So what's going to happen? I'm gonna move this tape off the thing here. Kev, I'm gonna slowly walk you up here. Okay. You're good. You're good.
Oh, what's that?
Now, that's the table that you need to come back to each time.
Oh, great.
So, okay. Now, Kevin, I told Kevin this. He is not allowed to slide step. And he's not allowed to, so he can't push things forward with his feet. He's got to come step down each time. And he's not allowed to take gigantic steps. He just has to continue to walk down the path of Legos until he gets to the end, and then he can turn around and make his way back. And once he gets back, we'll help him get the pop can on the table. So Scott and I kind of go back and forth. But once he gets back, we'll let him know if he's got one of the 3 done. Kevin, any questions?
No.
Just so you know, just so you all know that Kevin actually, his eyes have been duct taped over, and then he's got the bandana over the duct tape. So there is no seeing down. There is no light coming in there right now.
You know, if you really think about it, other than picking the pop, the blindfold doesn't really matter for the Legos.
No, we just didn't want him to be able to
it's
see
more fun.
Yeah, it's just more fun. And plus, well, the mousetraps.
Mousetraps.
We can't have him avoid the mousetraps. So here we go, Kevin. There's no time in this. I was gonna say your time begins now, but really you're just going forward. I'm gonna point. You're already pointed the wrong way, so there you go. Okay, go ahead, Kev.
I just gotta find out where this wall is.
There's no. It's to your right there.
Oh, that's the wall.
That's the wall.
And then it goes that way.
It goes that way. Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
all right.
Let's go.
Oh, I don't like mouse traps. I can't see a thing. Okay. Ow!
Watch the wall. Watch the wall.
Oh! Where's the mouse traps?
Oh, you're gonna fall.
Woo! Woo! I didn't set off a single mouse trap. Ah! Woo! Am I going the right way? Oh!
You're almost to the end.
Oh! Woo!
Okay, grab a can. Grab a can.
Choose wisely.
Okay.
Please be Coke. I love you, Coke. Ow! They're stuck to my feet. I am speed.
Oh, how did he miss that mousetrap? He was like right on it.
Ow! Am I going the right way? Ow! That was my shin.
Okay, reach the can out. Reach the can out. I'm here.
What is it?
And that is a Mountain Dew.
You've
Mountain
got
Dew.
to be kidding me. Oh my goodness.
Heading on back.
Ow! Ah! Oh, no.
Oh, you stepped on a mousetrap, but you already
that
triggered.
one's already set
you
off.
already
So you're
triggered.
good.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's stuck.
You're
to
there.
your
You're
foot.
there. Reach down.
Oh, this hurts so bad.
Your legs are shaking.
What are you doing?
Cheat.
That's Coke. That's Coke.
That's a cheat.
That's the only time we're gonna
Ow! This is so much worse than a blender of doom. Ow. Ow.
Okay, reach forward. I got you.
That's only one of 3.
Yeah, but you're doing great.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Ah!
Oh.
That means I'm
bit
close.
forward.
That means I'm close to a mousetrap.
That's what it means.
You're going the wrong way.
Don't go backwards.
Well, he said to step forward.
Wait.
Ow! Ow!
How did that happen? You stepped on it.
I hate mousetraps. Oh, please be a Coke. Please be a. It's not a Coke. Oh, this is such a tough call here. I heard a laugh. I'm going. You guys.
Reagan, laugh on everyone, because now
I'll let you take both. I'll let you take 2. Go ahead.
No, because then that means that neither of them are Coke.
Wait, that's 2 for this round.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Hey, strategy. I like
I'm
it.
saying he can take 2 this round.
If none of these are Coke, I swear. Ah! Ow! This is so
Set
bad.
the other 4 up, Scott.
Ow.
Okay. The other 4 mousetraps on it.
Ow. Oh, no. This is so much worse than I thought it would be.
Okay, reach forward.
Are any of them
We
Coke?
have a cherry Dr. Pepper.
Oh, no.
And a Coca-Cola
Oh,
Classic.
good. Is
And
there a mousetrap?
One left.
On
One
my
left.
foot? No. Okay. Oh, man. Ow.
Go to your right a little. You're coming towards the table.
Wait, you're just trying to get me to walk into a
No,
mousetrap.
I'm not. See, you're going to walk into the table.
I don't know, Scott. You're putting mousetraps in here. How do you expect me to trust you? Oh, that felt like a mouse. Oh, man.
So close. There's only 4 cans left because we eliminated those other 2 that you took out, which were correct, but no help here. You got 25%.
That's a
chance.
mousetrap. You hit that one, but you already triggered it.
Thank goodness.
Oh, you hit another mousetrap.
Okay, there's 4 cans.
Am I here?
Reach down. Yep. Right, go to the right. To the right. You're the right. There you go. There's 4 cans.
I only feel 2. Okay.
Pick one.
Ow. Scott, you're just letting those go in your hand, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
This is so painful. Ow! Ow! Am I here?
Go ahead and taste it. You can open it and taste. See what you got.
Oh, it better be a Coke.
How do you feel about LaCroix?
Yes! Yes!
Okay. You can take the duct tape off. Kev, how you feeling? How you feeling?
That is the most pain I've ever felt in my life.
But I understand, Kevin, that you have a video message that you want. He's got tears coming out his eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, apparently, what's this video about?
Yeah, so before this drawing for...
you come back up to the stage here,
Back
Kev.
up to the stage. Before this drawing for Wheel Unfortunate, I told my little sister, who's a Dude Perfect fan, that I was going to be doing Wheel Unfortunate.
Yeah.
And she told me that she was 100% positive that I was going to lose. And she was right. So I knew right when she said it that I was going to get the prize. So now I have we got a video for Bob Taylor to see.
Okay, let's check out this video.
Hi, I'm Carly, Kevin's little sister, and I am 100% positive that Bob is going to lose next week.
Speak it into existence.
Okay, there it is. Kev, let me see the bottom of your feet there. Let me just see here. You're not gonna. The camera's not. I'm lift them up. They are red and worn. So there it is. Well, we hope you enjoyed this week's installment of Wheel Unfortunate. Thanks, Kev, for playing. Thanks for the 7 leaders that continue to put their lives on the line for you students. Well, we come to a point of the night that many of you love, a favorite for many, and it is a video time made by our own senior, soon to be graduating, Isaiah Merriweather. Again, if you're new with us on Youth Group Live, this part of our night is called Isaiah Made It, and Jack hasn't seen it. We hope you enjoy.
Welcome everybody to the freshest grab. I'm the breaker MC. They call me Jake. I'm cold as ice. I don't text you back. I'm the talk you leaders of this whole pack. When I'm not the beat, it comes live. My elbows will never drive. When I spit flames, you can't survive it now. Here's my friend to help me drive. We're trusting
Isaiah.
We're trusting Isaiah is going to.
You built up a lot of credibility last week, Isaiah. Don't wreck it this week.
Yeah.
Okay, Scott, on to Mike. So listen up because middle school, it's cool. When you have Josh come up, I keep it's moving, and that's what's up. On the basketballs, I will throw up.
So we're all here, and I'm supposed to rap. But before I get going, let me go on the recap. My name's Rapper Chris. I gotta say, this outfit got the girls back in my day. And our leader, Jack, as everybody knows, you can ask, you can try. You can't touch his elbow. My time is up, but you look at the clock. I'm just glad I got through this without about sun.
Get solid rock, we make it hot, we are the two kids on the block.
The song is done and you can clap. We've achieved the grade index, the rap.
Well, Isaiah, we are all dying here right now. So he said, he goes, yeah, I was told that he had like 24 hours of video to go through to make a 1.5-minute video, and I could not figure out what in the world he would be doing with that. 24 hours to shoot one video. The dude never ceases to amaze. We will release that separately as well on YouTube tonight so that you can play this as often as you want. We'll release it on Facebook as well. Oh, my goodness. I announced it. We had a special guest. We had a couple special guests tonight. Our second special guest is Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, I had the opportunity to meet back when he was in college as a quarterback for the Michigan State University. Not my favorite school, but he's definitely my favorite athlete who's ever played for Michigan State. I had an opportunity to go hear him speak his senior year. When Michigan State, the whole university was filled with people wearing shirts, and the sidewalks were colored with the question, do you agree with Kirk? And it was so cool as I went to this auditorium at Michigan State that was packed with Michigan State students who wanted to find out if they agreed with Kirk or not. And then their quarterback for their team, their football team, got up and he shared the gospel with just a huge number of people at Michigan State. Well, as he's continued on in his NFL career, he just signed a ridiculous contract extension with the Vikings, and he's continued to do great things. But he also continues to share the love of Jesus every time he has the opportunity to do so. So we reached out to him and said, Kirk, would you be willing to share a word with our students? And he obliged. And listen to this passage of Scripture that's had a profound impact on Kirk's life.
Hey, Solid Rock students, this is Kirk Cousins from the Minnesota Vikings. I want to say hello. Pastor Jack and I have a mutual friend who reached out and asked if I could share a little devotional thought with you. So I thought I'd do that as you're going through this coronavirus crisis like the rest of the world. You know, when I was in high school, I was a big fan of the game of football. It was my dream to be able to play college football. And unfortunately, my junior year, I broke my ankle and I wasn't able to play during my junior year of high school football. And I remember thinking that this meant that I would not get recruited, I would not be able to play in college, and that this broken ankle was going to ruin my future. And clearly, God had bigger plans. God was bigger than a broken ankle, and he was able to accomplish so much for me on the football field. And I look back now and realize that God is so much bigger. And during that time, when I was going through that and trying to trust him, I relied on a verse, which is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, which has become my life verse. And it says this: trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't lean on your understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your steps. And during that time, I didn't know where my steps were going to go, but it seemed as if the Lord didn't know where they were going to go either. And he had no plan, because why would he allow me to break my ankle when he knew how much football meant to me? And yet he allowed it to happen. And by holding on to that verse, I had comfort, I had peace, and I had faith and belief that God was going to provide. And obviously, as we look back, he did. And the broken ankle meant nothing. And I think as we go through this virus, a lot of times we kind of look at God and say, what are you doing? You know, you took away my sports season, you took away my school year, you took away my freedom. And how are you going to use this for your good? And we're going to have other circumstances as we go ahead in life. I think this virus is going to be a small taste of what life will throw at us, the adversity that will come, and the moments where we're going to say, God, where are you? What are you doing? But we have to remember that he is in control. He does have a plan. None of this surprises him, and he's not going to waste it. He's going to use it to accomplish his purposes for our good and for his glory. We have to trust him, and we have to obey him. And that's not easy to do. But when it gets difficult to do that, go back to Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 like I did as a junior in high school. And remember, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't lean on your understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your steps. And when you walk long enough with the Lord, you begin to realize the truth of that verse over and over and over again, and how you can really stand on it when life throws you a curveball, as it has recently. Well, blessings to you, Solid Rock students. I know you're in good hands with Pastor Jack. Wish you the best, and hopefully we can have some good matches against your Detroit Lions this fall. See ya.
Well, that's a very gracious way for him to end that, as he typically has his way with the Lions. But regardless, I love about his testimony is that he started right there, that critical time in his life, his junior year in high school, where, again, many of you guys are at right now, and talking about how he knew exactly where he needed to go in life. He knew exactly what he needed to do, and he knew the path he needed to take to get there. And God took him on a completely different path. It's the same place we find ourselves now, as we all sit here in our homes tonight. And I would much rather that if all the middle school students and high school students were here, we were upstairs in our new rooms, and we were having a great time worshiping all as one. I can't wait for that first Wednesday we're back together, but that's not where God has us right now. Just like God had a different plan for Kirk, and what's required that while you're in the midst of a course that's not the course that maybe you had thought of or you had planned is for you to trust God. To not lean on your own understanding, but to make a decision that in all my ways I will acknowledge him. We like to give God just a little piece. God, I will trust you with A, B, and C. I'm going to hold on to D, and I'll give you E. No, God needs everything. And so what a great time right now to dive into that, to dive into our relationship with God. It's one of the things that Todd talks about in the video that I'm releasing tonight about worship and allowing God to be all-encompassing right now. It's one of the challenges that we got last week from Ansley to look for opportunities to serve and to build into the lives of others. It's what we've been talking about since the very beginning, week 1, of not giving into fear, but allowing ourselves to confidently stand in who God is and what he has for us right now in this moment. We're going to close in prayer, but I'm going to bring Todd back on camera to pray for us, and he's going to pray for us, and then he's going to just lead in worship. Worship's been one of those tough things to recreate. Isaiah did a great job of leading us in worship a couple weeks ago with Great Are You, Lord. Bella and Ethan have both been here doing special music, but I want to do something a little bit different tonight and hear a little bit of the story behind a song as Todd was able to worship, even amidst this time in April, which is really a tough time for him and his family. But he'll share a little bit of that after he prays for us.
I'm going to ask you about that song, Lord, I Need You, in just a sec, because we're going to close with that. But before we do that, before I ask you about that, can you just pray for us? Can you pray for our students? Can you pray for our ministry, and that God would continue to move?
Yeah. Lord, I thank you for Jack, and I just pray, God, that you would equip him. You've already equipped him, but that you would give him confidence and purpose, Lord. And when the enemy tries to speak to him to say he's inadequate or he doesn't matter or what he's doing isn't effective, I pray, Lord, that you would remind him of all the kids who've come through and who've told him, thank you for the way that you've invested in me. He would look back at every time that you have used him over and over to remember his purpose in this time period right now. And particularly for these students at Lighthouse, Lord, I ask that your anointing would be over them, that they would really search each other out and just look at each other. And maybe there are some who don't get along well with each other. They've always been at odds with each other, that they'd humble themselves and connect with each other privately. And if there's forgiveness that needs to be asked for, that they would do that. If there's encouragement, Lord, for the young teenage girl there who just feels inadequate, who feels like she is invisible, I pray, God, that you would remind her who you are and how you see her, and that friends would reach out to her. And Lord, for the young man who feels like he has to act like he's got everything together and just is dying inside. And I pray, Lord, that you would put people around him who would just speak into him, and that they would use this time to get on a deeper level with each other, and that they would speak life into each other, and that they would create music, that those who want to worship and write worship music, that you would give them that ability, and that songs would come out of this time. And just ask for your anointing on all of them. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Well, Todd, thanks so much for being a part of this. This is awesome. And your words are going to speak great encouragement to our students and to our families as well. One of the things that really caused me to reach out to you again is that video you talked about that you and your friend made last week on April 7th, I believe it was.
Yep, Daniel.
Which he talks about it. And worship, it was cool because you posted a video of just you singing, but it drew people in on worship. And I want to give our students, as we close tonight, that same opportunity to be drawn in through worship, even when it's not something that worship doesn't necessarily have to be us singing. It's just our connection with God. And so tell us a little bit about this song and the significance in this moment for you that we got to join in on.
Yeah, so Daniel Carson, as I mentioned earlier, he plays for Chris Tomlin, and he's played with him for like 20 some years. But he also writes, and he was writing with an artist named Matt Maher and Christy Knuckles and several other songwriters or songwriter artists, and they were just writing. One thing you got to remember too, there are some songwriters where it's their job. Bach, it was his job to put out a song every week. And I think some of those were probably very average. Now his average compared to mine is completely different, but there were a lot of songs that he just wrote them and worked at them and didn't know what was going to happen. And then they turned into these beautiful, majestic pieces, but it was also his job. He was doing his job. And with Daniel, they were all meeting and they wrote, 3 or 4 songs, he said, that day. And when they wrote Lord, I Need You, he said, I thought it was fine, but we wrote other songs I thought were better, and that would connect more with people. And that's another thing. You don't always know what's going to connect, but the simplicity of those words, Lord, I come, I confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I fall apart. You're the one that guards my heart. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. And it's this simple melody. It's this simple lyric, but it's so to the point. And so his song just really connected with me. And one reason it connected with me is about 12 years ago, we lost one of our daughters, Audrey, and she would have actually turned 12 this past April 7th. We lost my father-in-law last year, April 3rd. And so this month is always a more difficult month. And so that song, I just, whenever I'm going through something, I'll just hum that chorus. And so that's why I asked him, I was like, hey, could we just sing this song? It connects with me. And so I feel like if it connects with me, it will connect with other people. And that's one thing too, I think is, don't try to put on some spiritual face, which I can do a lot of times, try and look like you've got it together, or I need to come across a certain way. People, especially right now, you're seeing all these big, huge pop artists or country artists or Christian artists who are using a simple iPhone. Mm-hmm. And they're, in their office that doesn't have great lighting, and their hair's not all done and everything else. But people want you to be genuine. They want you to be authentic. They want you to be genuine, and they want you to share from your heart. And in doing that, you will connect so much more with people. And so I think that's what people are looking for. And that song, because it connected with me, and because when I sing it, I mean it, I figured it would connect with other people, that they would sense that, and that if it means something to me, then it might mean something to others. And that's what we've seen with it. So just go with that. Go with the things that mean something to you. Share your vulnerabilities. If you're a 17-year-old teenage boy, we don't like doing that. We do not like doing that. But share your vulnerabilities. Be vulnerable. Be genuine. You don't have to get into too much, but be authentic. And being authentic means showing your weaknesses.
Love it. Well, we're gonna close our night by just taking in Lord, I Need You right now, sung by Todd last week. I hope you guys enjoy this.
Lord, I come, I confess, bowing here, I find my rest. Without you, I fall apart. You're the one that guides my my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. Where sin runs deep, your grace is more. Where grace is found is where you are. And where you are, Lord, I am free. Holiness is Christ in me. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. So teach my song to rise to you when temptation comes my way. And when I cannot stand, I'll fall on you. Jesus, you're my hope and stay. Lord, I need you. Oh, I need you. Every hour I need you. My one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. You're my one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you. You're my one defense, my righteousness. Oh God, how I need you.
Well, thanks so much to Todd for joining us this evening from Nashville to Plymouth here to minister to our students tonight. Again, tonight I'm going to be releasing a few more videos with some great information, so check them out. I'll link them in our group chats. I'll send them out to parents, but you can just go right on the Lighthouse Student Ministry YouTube page, and those videos will be there later this evening. We are so thankful that you've joined us for week 5. Couple things we got to do real quick. We had our winners from our game earlier, Peta. So shout out to Bella. Bella got 8. The Romano family got 8.
Oh, come on.
So that's not there.
I don't think
my
so.
friend Dave Murray, who has no kids in our ministry, but he is a teacher at Plymouth Christian Academy. So he got 9. He gets nothing. But I love you, Dave.
But thanks for playing.
Katie Glad did get 9 though, and we are going to give her a shirt. And then Parker got 10. So
Nice.
those two are both getting our new welcome to Peter shirts. Wait, which one is it? Solid Rock. So Peter. Welcome to Peter. So
it would really be great if you could make the material look like a piece of pita bread.
Well, I've asked Emily to include a piece of pita bread in the.
Of course she did.
We're on it. We also have all the names here that got put into a box here.
Wow. No, we don't have all the names.
No, we're gonna pull out. We're going to pull out some here for, These are for...
You have like 14 in your hand.
I I meant to grab 5. I only grabbed 4, so I can
okay.
still get another one. I got Drew, my buddy Drew. Drew, you get a shirt. I'm going to still send you one.
But wait, your teacher friend didn't get anything.
That's true. Dave Murray, you get a shirt too.
Oh, nice.
We're like Oprah. You get a shirt. Ezra Cannon gets a shirt. Olivia Dixon.
Middle school, represent.
Getting a shirt. And Gloria Brown getting a shirt. And we got one more to give away. Mackenzie, another middle schooler. There it is.
What do I got to do to get a shirt? Because I was not good at the game.
No, you were not. You'll have to buy it. Scott, we're having middle school again this Saturday night, right? Middle school game night at 7 o'clock on Zoom. A lot of fun. Okay. And we're going to have some special quizzes. We're going to go back on Kahoot a little bit this week, do some different stuff. So if you missed out, we had some new faces this week. So that was good.
We did.
That was good. So if you want to join us again Saturday night at 7 o'clock.
So is there anything that I could do to get prepared for game night on Saturday?
Apparently, there's going to be a special quiz on some of the stuff that's happened the last 4 weeks at Youth Group Live.
Oh.
So who knows? That may be one of our Kahoots this week. So
maybe between homework, I could go back and watch.
They're all on YouTube. They're on Facebook. Whatever.
I think I'm going to do that.
Okay, there it is. And then high schoolers, we're meeting again Saturday night, 6 o'clock, or Sunday night, 6 o'clock for small groups. And then hang out and play with us after. We played Jackbox games this past Sunday night till like 11 o'clock. And I basically dominated. And by dominated, I didn't win any of them. But this is my week. So on we go. Hey, thanks for joining us for Youth Group Live. We'll see you back here next Wednesday night at 6:30.